Welcome to Street Fort Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Bossier City live event from WWE. As they were in Bossier City, Louisiana CenturyLink Center on Sunday night, December 2nd. And the previous night, they were in Mexico City. Almost the same results, but Sunday night was a super show where they had Raw and SmackDown together. First, they had Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship advertised. Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship advertised. AOP versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And those were advertised matches. None others were advertised, but due to results, they are advertised. They had actual matches of Elias versus Bobby Lashley. That was changed to Elias versus Constipated Constable Corbin, Triple C. I nicknamed him. I even told a couple of fans that were sitting beside me at the event, and they laughed at it. And one of the kids' parents said, that was funny. And that's even a good name for him, too. Better than what he actually wrestles as now. Acting Raw General Manager. But then your first match of the night was Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre, and the event was advertised at 6 p.m. I got there at 6:05, and they were doing the ring introductions as I was walking into the arena. I made it to my seat and got a few pictures I will show at the end of the video, and which Drew won clean with a Claymore kick. And I will be giving a second opinion from another reporter that was at the arena as well. Thanks to Cade Gailey. Other matches were added at the event. Like I said, they changed the match from Elias versus Baron Corbin. Midway through he announced it a handicap match with Bobby Lashley, with Leo Rush in their corner, who ran some interference. Referee didn't see anything, and Drew McIntyre came out with Drew McIntyre actually came out with the win over Finn Balor. Elias came out mysteriously. Nobody seen him as the lights went out at one point. A few people in the crowd even thought that, well, I mentioned the Bray Wyatt possibly coming out. Well, he made it to the ring, spotlight in the middle of the ring, and he does his little concert, face style. He commented about Bossier City and what have you. Ronda Rousey tagged with. I'll give you more results in that, but Elias came out on top of that match after the match was changed to Bobby Lashley and Constipated one. But Ronda Rousey tagged with Ember Moon versus Nia Jax and Tamina, as Ronda tapped Tamina with the armbar finish. Buddy Murphy, that match was actually there. It was advertised. Championship match, NXT champion took on Kalisto. Actually, it's 205 champion. That was my bad on that. I put it in there. And 205 title was on the line, and he retained in a decent match with many counters. He came down to on his entrance. He came out to actual cheers until he had a incident with a fan where he teased a fan for a high five, which was a little kid. He just turned his back, and his hair is soaking wet, and he just turned his back on him. Sprayed water. Since I was only 5 seats over, some of it actually hit me in the face with his wet hair. That was his entrance. The kid fell for it. He hesitated before, and it was just as he raised his hand, the guy turned around. Seth Rollins retained in your main event over Dean Ambrose by disqualification with a chair shot after the match. Dean came back in. He attempted the dirty deeds on a chair, and Seth got a reversal and delivered delivered a move. And after the event, around where the back entrance as they come in to the arena, several wrestlers were coming out, like Nia Jax, Tamina, a couple of fans. One guy called out and said, "Hey, Tamina." She said, "What?" That was a funny thing. What? And she said nothing else. There were some referees that came out. Other than that, you had Finn Balor came out, missed a couple of other ones, came out. Some people were waiting on Ronda Rousey, but she had already came out. Couldn't see, didn't get to see her exit. But here is your second report. Thanks to Caleb Gainey. Drew McIntyre defeated Finn Balor in the first match. Solid back and forth match opened the show. Okay. I did not get I didn't report it, but thanks to the report, I do remember it. Heath Slater, Rhino, Zack Ryder, and Apollo Crews defeated the Revival, Jinder Mahal, and Mojo Rawley. Another solid match that saw Apollo Crews pick up the win for his team after his backflip splash pinfall. He also had pretty decent pop for his entrance, while Revival and Mojo Rawley got no reaction. As you can see later in my video, at the end, after I do all my reports, the pictures. There was also a lot of "He's got kids" chant for Slater. And I agree with that myself. And so getting all the talents in on that match. And then the next match was Buddy Murphy defeating Kalisto in the 205 championship match. This match was a little slow, but it was still decent. Many lucha chants started up for the crowd. Even my brother got involved in my buddy Robert. Well, actually, my buddy Robert didn't come down to ringside where we were sitting until after intermission. Murphy got no reaction for his entrance, but was able to get heel heat from the crowd due to that incident where he was stopped at my row with only 3 people next to me on the row where I was in seat number 5 for the event. Next match was Bayley and Natalya defeating Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan with Sarah Logan. All 3 of the Riott Squad were involved in the match. So I was thinking it was. But it was also advertised as Sasha Banks being at the event. None of these women were actually advertised for a match, but they were advertised for the show itself. The crowd was really behind Bayley and Natalya, and my brother loved Bayley. And Natalya, the crowd was behind Natalya and Bayley the whole match, which Natalya making Liv Morgan submit to the sharpshooter. And during the match, Ruby Riott teased the sharpshooter on Bayley in the middle of the ring, and she was selling the whole match for her appearance. And next match was Elias defeating Constable Corbin and Bobby Lashley with Leo Rush. Elias did his usual gimmick and sold pop from the crowd. Constable interrupted their one-on-one match and started making it a handicap match halfway through the match, and out comes Lashley to a decent pop. After a minute of Lashley being in the match, Finn Balor does a run-in. I didn't see him. He just appeared out of nowhere. As well as Drew McIntyre interfering. And Elias and Balor were able to overcome the heels, and Elias was able to pin Corbin for the win. So out of the match, it ended up to be a tag team match because Balor was on top and gave one of the wrestlers in the ring the coup de grace. I believe it was McIntyre, who exited the match after that. And then you had intermission, where I went and got some souvenir shirts, as I will show you right here. I'm wearing one of them. And we got Who Wants to Walk with Elias t-shirt. What does WB stand for? It says it right there on the shirt. If you don't know, you better call me, bro. Okay, and there's the back of it. His world tour. Hold it for a few seconds. And by the way, Bossier City's not on there, but guess what? He was here. They should have had it. And after intermission, Raw Tag Team Champions AOP with Drake Maverick. I heard the music coming out, so I made it to the ramp, to the top of the bowl where the second floor is, the first floor, whatever you call it, second floor. Because actually, first floor is down on the floor where your ringside seats are. Duh. Okay, with Drake Maverick as they defeated Bobby Roode and Chad Gable in tag action. AOP went out first as Maverick cut a promo about peeing on Roode's jacket and how great AOP was. I missed that little segment because I was trying to get our food from intermission to help my brother back up because it took a while for him to come back. And come back with cotton. He bought cotton candy, where it was filled with half air and half cotton candy. And it was only $5, which was unexpected. I was expecting $7 for cotton candy. Okay, according to the reporter, next Gable came out with the on the stage by himself, while Roode did a sneak attack on AOP to start the match. Match was all right, nothing spectacular. AOP double teamed Roode for the win. They did their, I forgot what it's called, their finisher. And that was basically it. Didn't last about 8 or 9 minutes. And your main event for your women's, Ronda Rousey and Ember Moon tag team to defeat Nia Jax and Tamina. That match was advertised as Ronda versus Nia for the titles. For the title of women's champion. Jax and Tamina came out first. Both got a mixed reaction. Moon came out next and got a small pop, while Rousey came out to a huge pop. Of course, the crowd favorite. And another good match with Moon spending most of the time in the ring. After being overpowered by Jax and Tamina, Jax would then take in her clips from Moon while Rousey went at it with Tamina. And Rousey actually hit a Superman punch on Tamina, and then Tamina would eventually tap out to the armbar. After the match, Ronda spent about 5 minutes at ringside meeting fans before leaving, and you can see all the pictures as well. And Ember was already on stage. I got a picture of her before Ronda joined her. And she did sign some autographs for some, of course, the girl fans, as well as Ember Moon. On my side, Ember Moon came out, came exiting, and also Ember Moon. Okay, well, Ember Moon on my side. Ronda was on the other side. Basically stayed on the other side as she exited. And your main event for the men's, Seth Rollins and defeated Dean Ambrose by disqualification for your main event for the Intercontinental title to retain. As you know, that the championship cannot be changed under disqualification. In other words, Seth Rollins won by disqualification because of the chair shot. This is probably the match of the night. By the reporter, Ambrose came out first to a babyface reaction, but he would eventually gather a lot of heat from the fans. Rollins was out next to a huge pop as well. Ambrose would attack Rollins before the match started and would dominate for a few minutes then. They went back and forth before Ambrose targeting the left knee of Rollins. The only true signature move done was the Falcon Arrow by Rollins. I did get a picture of that. Simultaneous snap, 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 as you can see in the pictures. Ambrose was soon hit with a Rollins, hit Rollins with a chair shot to cause the disqualification from outside as he threw the chair back in the ring. After the bell rung, Ambrose went for dirty deeds on the chair, but Rollins then overpowered Ambrose, hit him with a chair to send the crowd home happy. And then Rollins would spend about 5 minutes meeting fans at ringside to end the show. And thanks again for watching my video of your live event from Bossier City on their holiday tour. And go to the pictures, as will probably be a few more minutes, about 20 minutes of your pictures. Thanks again. Peace out. See you one of you. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.